right. So we're discussing dress accordingly.
Yes.
And all right, well, let's get it. I've heard things about image, dressing, and Christianity, and I'm a Christian image
That's all
consultant.
you. Yeah, no. Okay, so Kevin, basically,
First of all, I want to clear something up about this
go
notion
ahead.
that there is no greater or lesser sin.
Mm.
Actually, there is greater or lesser sin. God outlines it clearly in Proverbs. God identifies 7 things that He hates above all else. Scripture clearly indicates that God's view on sin is different. That's why suicide, among others. So while many New Age Christians want to interpret, because they live under the new covenant, that Jesus Christ died on the cross and all sin is equal, that is not, not accurate according to the gospel. But we can get hung up on that and go forever. More importantly, the issue about how you dress and how you view has a direct correlation on so many different things. So I want to just sit back and fall in and kind of see where I can kind of chime in on between you guys' discussion. Just to see if there are any questions that I may be able to clear up. I don't want to dominate anything. I just want to be involved and see what goes on. So you guys go ahead.
I appreciate you stopping in. And honestly, the topic, it kind of got off the topic a little bit because Mrs. Kia, I'm assuming, Kaya. Okay, because Mrs. Kaya was speaking about her daughter and that her daughter being in school and being around the LGBT agenda kind of made her daughter believe that homosexual relationships are more loving and more kind than heterosexual marriage. So from there, we ended up speaking about Mrs. Kaya's life, her marriage, that she just divorced her husband only about a year and a half ago. She has a 14-year-old daughter. And like I said, her daughter kind of is seeing things differently because of school and outside influences. She says that she's a Christian woman and she's trying to raise her daughter in the Christian fashion. So we were also speaking about acceptance of homosexual children and what we would do if our children came home and broke that kind of news to us.
Yeah, so as somebody who, my daughter actually went to a school that turned out to be exceptionally liberal, where these conversations, first of all, colleges and universities are liberal places anyway, with male enrollment down to under 60%. A lot of stuff gets told to young ladies that is confusing, where they're trying to get women to accept a genderless world. This is all part of a greater design from second wave feminism. If you notice that, we have more women who are now looking for partners instead of husbands. There's a book called The Richer Sex and the End of Men, 1972. Check them out. So what we're basically trying to get women to do nowadays is, because so many women are being told that they're actual happiest when they're out here competing and working. So this is why, especially in the Black community, I've been talking about this for the last 2+ weeks. You got fully 60+% of our women all wanting to be some sort of CEO, some sort of boss. Well, then if that's the case, success comes with responsibility. And one of them is marrying down. Successful men marry down all the time. We're expected to marry down. And if you want to be a successful woman, you should go right. If you want to have the rights, the power, everything that comes along with it, the long hours, the influence, the status, well, God bless you. But your biology doesn't like it.
Well, just Miss Kaya was mentioning that her husband, they ended up divorcing because she said that he wasn't intellectual after this amount of time, and that he wasn't learning, or I don't know how you phrased it, Mrs. Kaya.
Yeah,
Please
I
correct
was
me
coming
if
in
I'm
when you
wrong.
said that yeah, what do you mean that he was basically he was beneath you? What do you mean?
Well, what I was trying to say was he had no desire to grow, to all he wanted to do is smoke weed all day. And no, I mean, nothing. It was like having a conversation with a
So he didn't have a
teenager
job?
boy.
So he didn't have a job?
No.
How
I
did
was,
you?
so he came in, it was my fault, and I take 100% responsibility for this. And of course, I've heard you said it, and yes, ER nurse, RN. And when he came into my life, I was already established and working, no kids, and
You had no, so you had, is he the father of your children?
mm-hmm,
How many kids you have?
2.
So when you guys got together, were you the same age?
Yeah, he's a year older than me.
And he didn't have a job when you guys first met?
No.
I'm
No,
curious.
so it
Okay.
wasn't
So you
supposed to
married
go
down.
that way.
But you're a nurse, right?
Yeah.
The average black woman in this country earns $56,000 a year. Are you earning double with that? Earning double that? So $56,000 a year or more?
Over double that.
Okay, so congratulations. Just like a man,
Yeah.
you must marry down. But see, that'd be like me marrying Ameera and then turning around and saying she's uneducated. All she wanted to do was sit around and be my wife when I had to go out here and conquer the universe. Well, that's what comes along with success.
Yeah, but okay, so my issue was when we first had the kids, I was fine with him being home. And so no sitter, I was fine with that. The kids are now in school full time. Well, my son at this time is 17 and my daughter is 14. And when it came to a point they're in school all day, he doesn't, they're getting back and forth on their own.
So just like if you were a wife, you don't expect, just like, so if I married Ameera and as a young wife and she had my children and got them to adulthood, I would not expect her to now say, okay, now go out and get a job. She's done her job.
He's just smoking weed all day on the couch and playing a game.
Well, what state do you live in? What state do you live in?
California.
Congratulations, weed is legal.
Well, it wasn't then, but okay.
What I'm saying is this is what I'm saying. Modern women fought for this kind of stuff. And I'm just trying to get you to understand that if a man were in your position and were to divorce his wife because she did her job, you can't turn around and call your wife less than when you married a man that's less than because you were successful.